I'll get started in just a moment. Hello, welcome to Mystic Moons. I felt called today to share a collective reading on getting through red tape, right? How far can one push? How strongly can one push when it's just not a matter of your own energy against inertia, right? It's not a matter of you walking up a hill or a mountain or you lifting up a really big weight. It's not about crossing distances or strength, shall we put it that way. But when you are trying to get ahead in an organized matrix, like the workplace, but you could say that our very instance of social structure is a matrix, right? We go off to work, we come back home, we go to places to get our food, we go and have the utility companies bring us the necessary utilities to heat our homes, run our water, give us Wi-Fi and so forth, right? We're always we're operating within a very defined matrix. That again, you can't really push forward on your own inertia. You need to go and work the surroundings. And we're always, we have to, right? Be concerned with, you know, especially with everything rising, the prices of everything rising, housing rising, food rising, utilities rising, transportation rising. In New York, where I am, the congestion tax is set to come out pretty soon. They're going to charge $9 extra, or is it $15 extra just to go through a certain part of the city? I mean, everything is rising in these small incremental ways, but when they add up, well, they add up. They take a hit. And as they're taking a hit on our wallet, well, our jobs, right? Our work situations, exactly where are we getting with what we want to do, what we feel called to do, what we're best at? Who's hiring and who's actually keeping those employees, right? Anyway, I wanted to do a reading. As I said, I felt called to do a reading on work and you, a message for you, some advice for all of us. Let's see who it resonates with. When you're pushing against inertia, when you want your hard work to bloom into tangible gains, tangible, well, opportunities you can grab and build upon. Not the same thing all level ones, but actually make jumps, make hops. So that's going to be the collective reading of today. And it's funny, I drew some oracle cards right before I came up here, and I got overdue, predator, and quickly. I'm not going to clarify these. I'm going to keep these as a general message, but what I can see already, there's lots of people who are being overworked and underappreciated, or should I say, not given the right form to enact your natural gifts and skills. It's overdue for the recognition, and you've all also been sort of playing at this at this play school level, this preschool level, for where you should be with overdue. And with predator, well, we're going to take a closer look at that. Of course, when you go out to work, we're going out to bring in the kill, essentially. And essentially, we could also think of it as the reason why these people, whether you are running your own business and you have clients, or whether you are working for a larger organization, they're viewing you in predatory terms as well. You know, they have their absolute profit margin that they're trying to get 300%, 400%, 500%, 600%, etc. On every dollar that they spend, they have to go and make sure that that evens out in some sort of margin like that. They're viewing you, they're dealing with you, they're having you there on their payroll or their vendor roster because they eat well off of you. And quickly, I think that is most interesting. Changes are happening quickly. I love that timing card. So let's go and explore this. See a message from the ether, from the spirits, on work. I don't think I'm going to cap it off with a single card either. Something is at an end. How nice. Overdue and quickly. Something's going to be at an end very soon. Maybe a little painful, maybe some heartbeats that are quickening, slight panic with predator here. But ultimately, isn't this good? Because the situation that has been dragging on slowly and surely is at an end. This, excuse my language, I am going to say one bad word. This shitty situation that some of us have been wallowing in is finally coming to a close. That's something to celebrate. Four of Wands. Three of Wands. Well, first things first, shitty situations are about to go and end. Whatever has been piecemealing your way around, or you've been piecemealing your way around, that is finally coming to an end. We'll find out more about this. Shall we do that before we get into Four of Wands and Three of Wands? Well, basically, this is telling me to prepare. This is telling all of us who are wallowing, who have been wallowing in shitty situations regarding work, just putting one foot in front of the other, continuing upon a path that you know is not sustainable, you know is not getting you to where you want to be, living your days how you want to spend them. You know that ultimately it's just a means to an end. It's just a path that you're walking on. There's no, not even a bench per se that you'd care to go and sit on. No, you're just going through the motions because that's what's available. But there's nothing about it that actually, there's nothing about it that actually, first of all, values you. It's not about this situation serving you. It's also about being in an environment where people are constantly trying to take you like clay and remold you, even though they know it's temporary, even though they know it's futile. It's still playing little meaningless games of power in an environment that ultimately doesn't value you. Now with Four of Wands and Three of Wands, this is telling me that for those who you feel that it isn't sustainable for you to continue in your current path, you know, I mean, first of all, something is coming, whether it could be coming maybe this is recent to upcoming energy, this Ten of Swords. And recent, I mean real recent. I don't necessarily mean last month-ish. I mean fresh energy of either a situation that you're getting the signs that it's going to end, or you just know things can't necessarily continue that much longer. Four of Wands and Three of Wands. So, especially too, I already said an environment that doesn't value you, head trips, head games. Also to the weight and the ick, the gunk, the sludge from this situation does feel like it is oozing and spreading itself around like that B movie, that 1950s movie, The Blob, right? Everywhere is covered in like pink, goppy muck. And the message here, try and shed this as much as possible. Because what you need to focus on, first of all, is a return back to your core skill sets. What are you innately good at? Remind yourself, instead of necessarily focusing on the current situation, do remind yourself of, get in touch again with what are you best at? What do you offer that no one else can? And it could be a combination here with Four of Wands of, shall we say, your hard skills and your soft skills. Is it your leadership? Is it your teamwork? Is it your perhaps ability to go and integrate with different groups of people, or perhaps an affinity with one specific type of person, whether that's customers, whether that's executives, what have you, right? What are the core soft and hard skills that you offer? Hone into that and be on the lookout. We're going to clarify. Let's find out more. Well, naturally, we should go and find out what this Ten of Swords is all about. Let's find out more about this ending. This I am going to drill into. Ten of Swords gets a King of Wands. Now, King of Wands with Ace of Swords, this could be either your energy or your environment, your current environment's energy under Ten of Swords. Either a snap decision could come in, leading to the fact, okay, that's it. But likewise, too, it's a whatever this is, and I feel this is your energy, whatever this is, there's a lack of interest, right? There's something better elsewhere. You've already started to go and divorce yourself and look into other directions. You know, tap into that. Tap into that and make the bold steps, the bold strokes, even if it's a bit raw as you do it. Slice away. Let a little bleeding happen. Two of Pentacles here. This almost feels like dropping everything. You know, if something is showing signs of decay, something is showing signs of not valuing you and your time, trying to mold you into something that you're not. You yourself really need to drop this like a hot potato. Need to drop it immediately, as quickly as you can. Detach yourself from it, even if you're still going, or if you feel like you need to go through the motions and see this down to the very bitter end. You know, shift your attention, shift your gaze. Just as we brought in our first element of earth into our reading. Let's find out more about this King of Wands. King of Wands gets a Five of Swords. You know, I did say divorce yourself from your current situation, but I also wonder in this energy, is there anything of value where you currently are too? Take one look at that. Could be internally, not internally within you, but internally within the organization. Anyway, in your current situation, there is something you can bring along with you. I don't know whether it is the knowledge of the products or whatever you've been working with. If there's a coworker or a peer that you can use as a recommendation to your own skills. Also, too, if there are clients you can't bring along with you, but there's something big. There is an opportunity in your current place that you're at that before you go and take a jump, you can gain something quite big, but you need to be adventurous here, number one. You need to be outgoing. And it's not going to come jumping to you. You actually need to go out there and be the predator yourself. What can you eat where you're at? There's something you can eat. There's something you can take with you. And, I'm not talking about like stealing. I mean, there's some sort of resource, some sort of networking you can gather and you can use for your own gain. Okay, keep that in mind. The situation that you're in, a little bit of charm, a little bit of determination. You can work something where you're at. If you work it correctly, it's going to pay off for you outside of the current situation. It's also going to give you a boost out. So keep that in mind with the King of Wands. Ace of Swords. Let's see, Ace of Swords. Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Funny. This is almost like surprising. Yeah, I do think with your current situation, for those of you that situation mirrors what I've mentioned. You really need to be a solo agent on this. I think as well, don't make any rash or hasty decisions with either your time or your money, first of all. I also think as well in this energy, while I said buckle down on the things that are innately you, I also don't think that in this energy right now, it is attuned to you necessarily gaining new skills or putting in the time to develop those skills. Work with what you currently have. Again, your innate skill set. Don't branch off into something new. Stay focused, stay condensed. Choose your top talents, your top gifts, and really hone down far into them. Make small, cautious steps, not only with your time and money, but also how much energy you put out. How much energy you put out to what? Don't overtire yourself. Don't exert yourself. Don't exert yourself for a dead end situation. Conserve. Think of, I was almost going to say the bear when it hibernates, but actually with this energy, it's a little bit lighter than the bear. Think of the chipmunk or the hamster that stuffs all that food in their pouch and still goes away off doing their own business, right? They can put lots of things in those little hammy cheek pouches. But they store what they have and they move on. And that's the energy to have here. It's like go about your business. Don't necessarily go out of your way. Don't go out of your way. Don't exert yourself. It's also the energy here of keeping secretive. I don't think I have to go and say that when, especially the message previous with the King of Wands was see what sort of resources you can gather where you're currently at, because there is something you can. I mean, you're already working for your own gain, right? Where you're at, it is a field in which there is something there you specifically can harvest with some unconventional thinking. But again, keep your plans to yourself and be frugal with how you spend your energy. Now is not a good time to branch out into new ideas. Not right now. Let's check out Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. I may take a break in about 5 minutes to get some water. I think I need some water. So, Eight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, King of Swords. Well, it could be easier said than done to tell you to start divorcing yourself from the current situation. But, there's also in this energy habits and going on autopilot. Going about things just because you have been. So it takes a conscious break in your thought pattern, in your activities to, well, I would say, first of all, watch your actions. Make sure that you don't go on autopilot, because this speaks of habit, just blind habit. There are patterns that almost, a negative example would be like schoolyard bullies, right? They go after people because they think that they're easy targets. They go after you once, they go after you twice because they think that they're going to get a certain type of response, right? And when you shift up that response, you show them that you're not playing your game. Well, that ends. Same thing with negative people. Maybe they come and they complain to you all the time, right? When you say, well, actually, everything in my life is going great. Or, I actually don't really want to listen to this negativity, whatever you want to say, right? But those are negative examples. But they're examples of when, people come to us and they try and put us into roles. They try and create roles for us. And because of the power dynamic, there could have been acquiescing to that, allowing that to happen. And the first thing is to go and break out of your behavior patterns. Watch what you do. If you're saying yes to something, I would think for a second, like, is this something I really want to say yes to? Or is this something that I want to say before I do that action? Someone's saying, hey, can you help me? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, I can help you. Well, can't you do that in stages yourself? Can't you ask so-and-so to do that for you? Things like that. They're just habits. Try and break those habits. It's not going to serve you. And this is also interesting energy. Knight of Pentacles with a King of Swords, also clarifying our Two of Pentacles. It's like consciously being a free agent. Your own agent. What are your own priorities? Not the priorities of someone else, someone who has trained you like Pavlov's dog. They ring a bell and you salivate, you jump. Where we are a portion of us in society, we do get trained on specific habits, specific actions, we anticipate specific cues. Break out of those specific cues. And again, remind yourself not necessarily the role you have to play within an organization, but what is your own role as a free agent, as your own agent? What best serves you? The number one way to achieve this, to start to achieve this, speak your mind more clearly. Before you act, speak your mind. There's no right way or wrong way, essentially, to share your thoughts, share your opinions. It's your opinion. You could share it. Just like they have their ideas of how things should go. If that doesn't match up to how you think it should go, well, verbalize it. Speak up. Speak up in terms of yourself as the independent agent, the agent working for you. I'm going to go and get a glass of water. I'll be back in just a second before I go on to Four of Wands and Three of Wands. I'm going to put these cards back. No need to do signs here. The basic energy here is pretty strong anyway, with air and fire, but this also tells me alignment of your thoughts and actions in order to create stability, in order to cultivate those good feelings. That's basically what it tells me. I'll be back in a second. Okay. I have my water. Let's check out Four of Wands. And then we'll do Three of Wands. Four of Wands gets a Two of Swords. Strength. Nine of Pentacles. This bottom of the deck energy is like an end to mediation. not really celebrating teamwork there. Not at this stage, not for those who this reading would resonate with. Of course, we just said solo agent. Have the mindset of a predator. What can you, I did say harvest, but what can you gain from your current field? Your current space to hunt? Okay. Four of Wands. Four of Wands is clarified by a Two of Swords, Strength, and Nine of Pentacles. Oh, first of all, this is faith. How or what kind of faith have you been holding on to lately? Have you been holding on to a faith of yourself and your own success? Have you been holding on to a faith of the support you have around you? Have you been holding on to the faith that you will get through whatever you have been dealing with in general? You always know that there's something better. You have faith in yourself and your determination to push forward. There's nothing that you lack to push forward. So I do ask, what kind of faith do you have? Or has it been slipping away, perhaps in one avenue? Maybe you have faith in yourself, but not faith, well, in the mobility you have for the work environment. My cat just did a mad dash. She always does bad whenever she does a mad dash. One moment. Okay, I solved the bad that my cat did. Yeah, I really think it's important here, as I said, for you to double down on what you're innately good at, to recognize that. And let's say, even if you have a broad range of skill sets, what are your core talents, gifts, and abilities? There's always a core set that you can start with. For instance, even if you are in, and maybe that starts off with your soft skills, right? Like, for instance, I did a reading on a boxing match that's happening December 7th, and I saw that the current holder of the lightweight world champion, his talent is technique and adaptability. Like, he can incorporate differences in how he reacts. I mean, adaptability is a gift, is a talent, to be able to change and pivot. I don't know. Look at your soft skill sets, your hard skill sets, And I really feel like cultivate the faith in your true gifts. And I really think, too, almost like a mantra, this is what you need to repeat to yourself. You need to keep in mind as you are working in your current situation, as you are looking for new situations, the core mantra of what you're good at, what you do, what you offer that no one else can. Keep that humming inside your head so much that instead of with that 10 of swords, 8 of swords energy that was coming out under 2 of pentacles, that is what rolls out automatically from you. So 3 of wands. A 3 of wands. There definitely is something here right now. A situation is ending, but likewise, right now, there's an opening for you. Is it where you expect it to be? I don't know if it's where you would expect to find it. It all really depends on how wild this energy is, or how wild this energy would be to you, what your tolerance for wildness would be. Something definitely opening up for you now. The question is, again, just how typical or atypical you would find this, or you would have to think out of the box. Maybe you just have to be more determined, more concentrated. That's a possibility. Definite possibility. There's a quickening. I guess I absorbed that 4 of wands somewhere. I guess I'll absorb the 10 of swords too. Let's take a closer look. So the world gets Queen of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. It's literally like something's hovering right in front of your nose. But the question is, how conventional or unconventional would you have to be to recognize it? I leave that up to you. When I do say conventional, unconventional, that doesn't mean a departure, again, from your core skill sets. No, you hone down on your core skill sets and your gifts and talents as you go about this. That's unshakable. No matter how people try to mold you, try to shape you, try and create a narrative, give you whatever work or assignments that could come up, that still doesn't change who and what you are and what you do. That should be unmovable for you. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands gets the Moon, Five of Swords, Queen of Swords. I did mention how wild, right? How unconventional. That's seesaws. But there's also no limit. The main thing is, of course, that you are putting out that active energy. I really think you yourself need to go and channel the energy of a predator. This is what you should do, because there is an opportunity, as I said, right? It feels like right under your nose. Three of Wands, World, and the Devil right under your nose. And right now, it's hovering either right around you, right under you. You just need to expand your senses a little bit, expand your viewpoint, expand your stalking terrain. You need to expand something here, but it's literally right under your nose. And that's why I feel like right now, and this is probably why I got the message of overdue predator and quickly. And there's something right now for you. And in this energy, don't feel hampered or restrained. You don't have to restrain yourself. Again, you can make sure, of course, again, you hone in on that core skill set. Don't go off into, I don't know, try and become a farmer when you're a receptionist, right? I don't think education, though, is a part of that. Education's an opportunity. Whatever you want to go back into school, we're talking about structures, right? Yeah, literally, you should be as strategic as possible. And, you can fluctuate as well. You don't put limits on yourself. Maybe too, don't put limits on how open, when you find something that you really like or want to do, necessarily don't put limits. Don't act coy. Don't act coy with what you want to do. Make it known strongly what it is you want. I really feel like you have a wide leeway of your behavior. I guess that's it. A wide leeway of your behavior and your words. As long as it shows your enthusiasm. It's almost too in this energy, the sharper your words are, the crazier, not quite crazy, but you get the idea, that your words are, the farther you'll get. I know there's something sharp here and it's telling you to embrace it. Let's go and check out the Devil. So the Devil, I forgot. Did I say welcome to Mystic Moons in the beginning? Well, welcome to Mystic Moons. Did I mention this? As a collective reading, of course, take what resonates. Leave the rest behind. But I'm sure if you're watching this, a tarot reading, you know that. I am available for personal pulls if you want one. If you're curious. If you're a subscriber, of course, thank you so much for being part of the channel. And if you're watching and not a subscriber, no worries. If you find the video interesting, do give me a like. But again, if you don't have an account and you're watching, no worries. Let's go and check out the devil. I don't know if I said that in the beginning. The devil. Hard-working devil. Who's been patient. Hard-working devil who's been patient. So with the Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Six of Wands. Yeah, essentially there's something that you can grab right now. Now's not the time to be patient per se. Also feels like politeness is kind of not going to serve you that well. I know that feels bad to say that. But I think it's in terms of if a situation does not go and match your expectations, cut them off. Anything future that you get involved in. Also to, cut straight to the meat of things. How often, I don't know, what is the work schedule like? What's the pay? What are exactly the duties? I know something about here about just, whatever questions are on your mind, ask those up front right away. Don't stand on ceremony about it. And also, too, more importantly, there is something literally right under your nose that you need to get moving on. Right now, there's an opportunity. And if you keep your eyes closed, it's going to pass you by. Something literally wandering right around you. Like an apple bobbing in the water. Of course, bobbing for apples is such a gross thing, isn't it? I don't think they do that anymore. You put your head like in some water where a whole bunch of other people put their heads in the water and then you bite into the apple. Ew, that's gross. But anyway, it's the energy of that. Like a bobbing apple, there is something you can grab. And unlike the bobbing apple bucket that everyone else, oops, that doesn't go in there, that everyone else has put their head in, this is a fresh one. Something for you right now. Let's see. Just put those in there. Let me shuffle this one more time. So that's the message I have for work. Interesting. Maybe should I pull out a few more cards to wrap it up? I am going to leave this up for a little bit. If anybody would like a personal reading, probably for maybe 20 minutes or so. Will I be back with another video? I do want to do the second. I actually want to do a few more sports ones. So I'll probably be back with that. Let's see. Some rounding out messages. Oops. So I have humble fate. Propose. Horse. So it could be someone born in the year of the horse. With these Chinese zodiac signs, they also are attributed to months and days as well. Could be on a day that's aspected for the horse. I think it's something like green fire horse or whatever. That's the way that it works. I haven't gone that much into it. Humble fate proposed in horse are basically the characteristics of a horse. Well, feels like horses work. Our reading is about work, so I don't necessarily think this is about adding on to your workload. Humble. I wonder if that's also a cue into where to look. But I think that with what you've been doing already, the energy has already been humbled. And it's time to change that. Who needs more humility, more humbleness? At this point, when you're striving to make a change and to gain recognition, one doesn't need to be humble anymore. But there is something requiring your effort to exert into it. I leave that message to everyone. Something's out there right now. And you should go out on that plain, in that forest, on that ocean, and stalk it, grab it, hunt it. That is my note to you. Hello? That word is it the Swedish word or the Danish word for warm? I don't know how to pronounce it. But I read that it was a style of sort of Nordic home decorating or something. It means like warmth, right? To cultivate something that brings warmth, innately warm. A warm homestead. Is it Hygge? I don't know. I remember reading about it though. And I think the characteristics were light, bright, white, living environments, minimalist, cues, things like that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I will be available for personal readings if you have a question. So I'll be around. For a little bit. See, I guess I will do this little sign. In the meantime, King and Queen of Wands.